It's time for a conversation. Come on in. It's time for a conversation. Time for a conversation. Coffee and a conversation. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome everybody. Come on in. We pop into the beat. We've been gone for a little minute, but we back. We're back.
Part of us is back.
You want to check and see, make sure we are definitely streaming live. Yes, excellent. Come on in, everybody. This is Coffee and a Conversation. We're Artesian Center of Education and Empowerment. Hey, we got Sister Nighty on all the way from ATL. We just want y'all just come on in. We ask that you like and share. For those that have not been on and don't know, but this is where we get together and talk about it. We got something to say.
All right.
Coffee and a Conversation. Sister Kimberly Clark, and I'm Patricia Edwards. And then we're missing Dr. J. We lovingly call Joanne Nunnally. We're missing her tonight, but we just thank God. We just come on in with us. Listen at that little vibe. Got a little vibe going on. We got a little vibe. There is Dr. J. Yes. Come on in, everybody. Welcome. It's been a minute.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
Yes, it has.
It has been a little minute. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that you all can hear us okay. Everybody's okay. I hope you all feeling fine. Again, this is Coffee and a Conversation. This is Artesian Center of Education and Empowerment. It may look a little bit like the studio for our Bible study, but it's really we are doing our education and empowerment, and we're talking about what's important and the things that are concerned. We're women, different ages, different stages, just having a conversation over some coffee or just holding an empty cup. But it's coffee and a conversation. Dr. J not here to make me one of those fancy coffees. But we are just so pleased and we do. Hey there, Sister Deirdre. There you go. I tagged you, girl, and was hoping that you would be there. Yay! We appreciate you so much, and we are just so good. I know it's been a minute. I know it has been a minute.
Yes.
It seems like every week.
Yes, something was coming up. Something had to go about. We've lost people. We've had people that have been sick. We've had people been hospital. We've had people
traveling.
Yes,
cruising. Yeah, but it's just been vacationing, just a number of things, people been. So, but every week it's been something, and it's sort of impinged upon us making sure we had somebody. And so this week, we didn't have everybody, but Dr. J said, y'all just make sure you just go on. Yes. Anyhow, but we're doing it. We're missing her, but we just are back to have this conversation. So, hey, how you been?
I'm doing good. I've been missing y'all. God knows I have. I've been missing y'all. I miss missing y'all. I'm just glad to be back in front of not just the screen, but being back in front of you.
It's just wonderful. Hey, Sister Deirdre, how you doing? How you doing, girl? How you doing? How you doing, Dr. J? How you doing? It's just good to have you all on, and so glad that you all are here as we prepare for this Coffee and a Conversation. Yes. And we have a wonderful word. We've been going over different words, and I think the last word we dealt with was change, I think it was.
Yes, ma'am.
And we talked the great vibes. Thank you, Dr. J. The last word we dealt with was change.
Yes, it was.
And the elements of change and all that was going on.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you remember about change?
Most of what I remember about our change was like how you say the format of the steps of the changing, having the plans to change, the concepts of our changing. I remember that part.
And and it was so good undergirding because we heard a lot of even around that sermons and conversations. Yes. But it was one of the things I heard, and we just give a big old shout out to Pastor Edwards, Harold Edwards. Yay!
Wow,
And we just
Pastor,
we give a big
yes.
old shout out to him.
Yes.
But one of the things, your comments on?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I don't see them. Are
I'm
they?
sorry. Look at that.
I don't see her
Oh, there you
comments.
go.
See, she's supposed to be monitoring comments, but they're not even on. I don't know how you monitor comments and they're not even on. Dr. J, get her. You gotta get her. You gotta get her. Gotta get a wet noodle for her. But one of the things he was saying about change, we've been having that conversation, and change is not our word for today. We got a big word today, but we're just recapping since it's been so long. Yeah, we miss you too. We certainly miss you, Sister Deirdre. But one of the things about change was, he said, in order to change, you first got to commit to the change.
Yes. Come on. You got to commit to the change, but you also
He gave us 3 things that we're supposed to do about change.
for us.
For changing. For changing. He gave us 3 things. It was good. This is what he just gave us about the change.
Okay.
He said you have to commit to the change.
Commit to the change.
Then you got to be disciplined doing the change. And I think it was committed. You got to commit to it, be disciplined to it, and you got to continue with it.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Ooh.
Yeah. It was, and a pastor was in here. Dr. J, you remember them 3 things he said about the change? But that was important. You know, you have to, knowing that it has to be a change for the better, changing for the better. You have to commit to it. You got to be disciplined, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got to carry it out, right? You got to be sure you do that. So that was one of the things that, you know, when we talked about change and understanding about change. And y'all, that has been eons ago. I mean, it's been what? Almost 6 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
About 4 weeks. It's almost 4 weeks. But that was our last
Live.
Mm-hmm. That was, we were talking about change. And since that time, I have, you know, understood more about that change is happening anyway. You know, our bodies are changing. And of course, we have a change in mindset about different things. But, you know, I've tried to be more intentional about the things that and changing for the better. That has been my takeaway, and that's how I've grown from that. What about you?
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you said you've been intentional. Meaning, like, have you really been putting notice?
I've been intentional. I've been like aware.
There you go.
Of what my areas, you know, and so it's like I know for this to be better, I need to make a change in this.
Okay.
In order for me to grow, I need to make a change in this.
Okay.
So there's been an awareness of, you know, I'm not just going on willy-nilly. I realize that. How about you?
Well, I've been having some changes. I mean, you know, I've always been kind of like paying attention, like within myself.
Being dedicated to the change.
Yes. Commitment, discipline, and being willing to act on it.
And willing to act on it. Thank you, Dr. J.
Yes,
she listens. She be listening. That's it. Thank you, Dr. J. Commitment, discipline, and being willing to act on it. That's without a doubt. Hey, Sister Kat, how you doing? We're in Coffee and a Conversation. We're talking about we hadn't been out here in a while.
Yes.
So we're just regrouping and getting back together. And thank you all for coming back, and it does help. People, they did miss us.
Yes.
And so we're
we
grown.
Missed you all
We missed you all
yes,
very
really
much. So that's where we were.
Yes.
And so, have you been reflective these past 4 weeks?
Well, I've been kind of busy.
Too busy to change.
No, not too busy to change. No, ma'am. Not too busy to change. I've been, remember I was telling y'all in the very process of slowing down. Well, in my slowing down, it's made me being very aware. Just like, you know, you were saying, you know, you've been noticing, you know, but in your noticing, have you slowed down? You know, because I know you said I was a goer all the time, but have you slowed down? Because you were a goer too, not as fast as I was going, but you were, you know, busy at going too. My apologies.
I have to step out. All right, Sister Deirdre, make sure you step back in whenever you can.
Yes.
You know we miss you. We know we appreciate you, but I understand.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
certainly we want to, but we got a good old subject.
Ooh.
We got a good old subject. It's a hot subject. It's a hot subject. And today, Sister Kim, and we really intend to do it for a while, but today our conversation is going to be around stress. That's the word, stress. Stress is the word. That's it, stress. We're talking about stress. And wow, what you think? It's a good word?
Oh, it's a beautiful word. Yes, it's a beautiful word.
It's a good word.
Yes,
and we're talking about stress. The word for the day is stress. And what stress is, this is important for you all to understand that we're not doctors, we're not psychologists, we're not psychiatrists. We're just women, different ages, different stages, but been through some serious experiences.
Ooh,
We've learned some things along the way. What do you say?
That's the key. You said it. That's the key.
We've learned some things along the way. And so that we've learned, and that those of you that's out there to interject and be with us to talk about, you know, things that we've learned. So we'll talk about stress. Stress being a big deal. And stress also being one of those things that I think hides behind stuff. We really don't know how to define it. And so I'm going to get this conversation started by telling you what stress is, what the dictionary definition of stress is. Stress is how we react when we feel Stress is how we react when we feel under pressure or threatened. It usually happens when we are in a situation that we don't feel we can manage or control. When we experience stress, it can be as an individual kind of thing, right?
Right.
And so that's what it is. And stress creeps in.
Why do you say creep in?
I think stress creeps in because I think sometimes you can, this is, like I said, this is a conversation, so jump in, everybody. I think stress can creep in. It's one of those things like it just slides in because sometimes you're going and you don't realize how stressed you are with family duties, work duties. It can bring on health issues. That's right, Sister Faith. Without a doubt. That's why I was saying it's one of those things that can even slip in because it can, it start attacking because it creates a chemical kind of reaction within the body. And sometimes you can stress and don't even know how stressed you are. You don't believe that?
Okay, now when you say it that way, I can see it.
That's why I say creep.
On that way. But sometimes being in a stressful level of where getting the understanding of things that you're doing, you don't really find it as a stress, so it doesn't creep in. But you can have different forms of stress, and one of the forms that you just described was where the creeping in. Tell
me the different forms of stress, because I know there's the stress. Talk about it. What are different forms of stress? I'm talking about that killer stress. That's what I'm talking about.
True, but you said the ones that sneak in.
It does sneak in.
Unaware
of your stressor. That's what I'm saying. That's a sneaker.
But not necessarily.
Well, what's sneaking?
Because the reason why I say it's different types of stress.
That's what I'm telling you. Tell them.
Okay, now another form of stress is like when you have things going on, picking up children, washing clothes, cooking dinner,
stress.
Working, but it's not creeping in. It's just the stuff that you piled on. What makes financial, emotional, different type of stress.
But I know stress.
But see,
stress is stress. What I'm saying is, if stress is the situation or the circumstance, and when I say creep, I mean sometimes you're doing stuff, you think you're doing it, and not realizing the stress that is even impacting your health, your physical, your mental.
Gotcha.
You don't understand. That's why I say that's
Gotcha.
what I meant.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's why I say sometimes it creep until you go to the doctor and they say, you either gained a lot of weight or you lost a lot of weight.
Well, you know what the first question they ask you when you sit on the table? What has changed since the last time you've been here? What's going on? Anything new is happening in your life?
Was I wrong?
No, but I took it incorrect. But
I'm saying other people issues but it's all stress, just the type you let take over.
Thank you.
And my point of view, and y'all know this is, nobody's wrong here, okay? Because we are all it's a conversation. It's just coffee. It's you.
And a conversation.
And a conversation. It's coffee and a conversation. And so we're having a conversation. So I appreciate you all that you're interacting. Thank you, Sister Knight and Sister Nunley, Sister Joanne, for you say you can be stressed on the inside.
Different types.
But the point is, it's creepy. It's creeping in. It's creeping in.
Because like you said, it's attacking your body.
Yes.
It said not all the time. Stress comes in when you don't have control
of an issue. Or sometimes when you think you got control and don't realize that it's out of control.
True.
Does that make sense?
It does, because like I say, you packing on all this stuff that you're doing, work, family, business, trying to exercise, trying to keep up, so it bothers with your body. Just
and not knowing it. And see, this is the one thing that we're bringing highlight about stress, because sometimes you can be going on with the motions, going through the motions, doing daily, just like you said.
But it's happening
because you have an actual. She has a middle schooler. She got a college one. She got a junior college. She got these ones she got grown ones. This one here, all levels, and she just be moving about. And sometimes she don't realize that stress that she's under until you told me yesterday. Her foot started aching. That stress, that build up.
That's my warning.
Something going. That's your warning. And a lot of times we can all agree to disagree, but we are still on one accord. It's just coffee. That's right.
That's right.
That's what you got it, Sister Faith. That's this whole concept.
That's it.
Women, different ages, different stages. That the conversation and having the conversation just opens you up. It enlightens you, help you grow. Because our whole thing is let us come into a growth. Stress. Now, Sister Joanne says stress can be positive or negative. Now, I just see all stress as negative. I see it as a negative. Now, that's just me. I see stress as a negative because to me it has a counter because of what it. Now, stress can make you grow. Being under stress can make you grow. Can open you up.
That's the positive part. It makes you grow.
But don't make me grow. Bring me grow fat. That's what stress makes me grow fat. Just stress makes me grow fat.
Are you using?
Let's write in the chat. Stress makes me grow fat. Now somebody else stress makes them grow skinny because they won't eat when they under stress. I found out. Now this is just me. We just talking, y'all. When I'm under stress and I can tell my levels of stress or when I'm stressing about something, Dr. J, you know what I want to do? Say it, Sister Kim. And you know why? Comfort food.
Yeah.
Comfort. It brings me comfort. It's the way that I medicate myself, and it's comfort food.
It is.
Yeah. That brings it on. And so, it's
a hiding mechanism too.
And it's a hiding mechanism. It's a front. That's exactly right. But then look at what happens with that. It brings on you're eating more. Then eating more means you gain weight, right? Yes. And gaining weight brings on its own level. Or if you're losing weight, or if that whole kind of thing, or if your pressure is going up, or if you are, your heart, just different things. Because one thing I found out about stress, when you're really stressed, negative stress. Let's talk negative. And we're dealing mostly today with negative stress. And so when you're dealing with negative stress, it really can attack the weakest places in your body.
That is true.
Because it'll attack the weakest places in your body.
Sister Faith says it makes some eat, lose weight, gain weight,
and blood pressure go up. And this is why we want to bring attention to it. Because we don't want anything. You want you to evaluate.
That's the word.
And this is the one thing we were doing a little bit of just in preparation, and it said about the signs that some typical signs that a person can be under stress. feeling tired. The physiological effect of being overly stressed or too much stress is because stress actually, because it becomes a chemical imbalance. See, this is the part.
Yes,
I'm not a doctor. Let me clarify that. I am not. Say it. She's not a doctor. I haven't even bought a degree. I'm not a doctor. I'm just we're women, different ages, different stages. So we just and we're talking about life. This PhD in life experience.
Yeah. Got a degree in life.
We're talking about this PhD in life experience, right? It's we have the fact of the matter is this. Oh, and you put that in there. She had to say, she's supposed to say we are not a doctor, but she put in there, she is not a doctor. But then you go and say I'm not a doctor either.
Okay,
She said she's not a doctor either. We're gonna have some professionals on here, you all. We will definitely have some professionals on at the table as well. You can be being agitated.
Oh yes.
Being agitated.
Ooh.
You can tell. And so but it brings on that physiological, because there's a hormone, depression, anxiety, and headaches. That's what we got it.
Ooh.
Kelly, why you on my page?
Why you in her page?
You right there. You read my
same thing.
Kelly, you read my page. That's what I got.
Yes.
That's exactly right. And it says you irritable. I can't even talk to you, Kim.
I know.
Because you're irritable. That sometimes is a level of stress.
It is. Yes, it is. It is.
Right? Besides your foot hurting, you irritable.
Yes. It's like yes, are you done? Come on. Oh my gosh. That's irritable. But the part about the anxiety, the headaches, the depression. Now, depression, when you get stressed, I'm not saying you want to sleep, but you want the room dark. You want it quiet. You don't want to be bothered. You just take the cover and sometimes you throw it overhead. Sometimes you just tuck in real nice and warm. And you just be like, God, dog, just leave me alone.
Listen, and then it says, these I'm just listing a few signs that you may be stressed and not know it. And that thing is just where you're tired and feeling that feeling of. And that's one of the most common ones that get overlooked a lot of times. And that you're tired. Dr. J say frustrated, angry, for no reason, just pop off, just for I just said good morning. That's all the time.
Take it what somebody say the wrong way.
I just said good morning. I just said, why you want me to, you know what I'm saying? Just all I said was good morning. And so and this is just talking about just light evaluation. You don't want to be bothered. What Sister Faye Knight said, Kim?
She said, you don't want to be bothered. You have an attitude about the
smallest things. You may want to evaluate, because we may be being the level of stress that's creeping in, and you don't really know it. Yep. I mean, when I say that, because see, this is the whole thing about empowerment. It's all about being the best that we can be. Okay, building up, recognizing things, understanding, like, you know what? And one of the things I didn't realize, and I just, even over the last couple of weeks, I had an experience, and I shared it with you, Kim, and I think I shared it with Sister Joanne. I had a friend of mine, a longtime friend, passed away suddenly, unbeknownst, and when I came back, went to a funeral, but when I came back, I felt emotionally drained.
Yes.
I felt emotionally drained. It just wore me down, right? But the problem was, and I thought it was because, we had done a funeral tour for that weekend. My husband had family that passed away. So we were just like touring funerals. And so I was thinking that was just the whole emotional toll of that. But then behind that, I found it hard to turn the corner. Yeah, I found it hard to turn the corner. And I wanted to just not do anything. Didn't want to really go anywhere. And so, and then I started, as I was sharing with Kim, I realized, you know, what that did was it brought to the highlight some things when I started saying, what is going on? I felt just wore out, not only mentally drained, I began to feel physically drained.
Oh, so it started bringing.
And then I feel, it can drain you. And I began to feel, but what happened is, as I explained to you, I began to see that, okay, I began to evaluate.
Yes.
Because the one thing I've learned,
come on,
and I shared with Sister Kim, and I was telling her, I said, the one thing I've learned in this, that we talking about in this life and in this time, is that don't let things just roll on. Just go on and on, just staying in that funk or staying in that place. Evaluate what's going on about yourself. And if that's anything that we can say to anybody that comes on this live stream, or there's anybody, don't just let stuff go on and on. If you see there's a difference in your pattern, see that there's a difference in your feeling, ladies, don't just, ladies are men, but the majority for this, we know, are women that come on. Don't just allow that to just linger on and on. See about yourself.
Please. Yes. That's one of the things that we are stressing to you. It's not just so much as slow down, but look at it, examine it, face it. Mainly because if you don't face it, if you don't examine it, like she said, you'll let it go on, and it will fester, and it will make the situation more worse than what it is.
And even because it's a hormonal kind of thing, it can even attack some of the weakest places that may be already weak within your system.
Yes.
That's why some people who are overly stressed, that they'll end up getting what they call ulcerated stomach, and you know what I'm saying, migraine headaches and different things like that, because it impacts you physically and emotionally. Some people will sick.
Kelly says stress can wear you down, make you sick, both mentally and physically.
Without a doubt. And then
Dr. J says stress is emotional and physical strain caused by your response to pressure. The pressure that you're dealing with.
And not sometimes it's and that's why I was talking about the creep. Yes. Because sometimes you don't realize the pressure
that you're under. The pressure that you're under.
You see that? Yes. And Sister Nice, you say, and some people, now we ain't go, now see, we may have to deal with that next week, because God knows truth. When you start dealing with the people, what Sister Nice say?
Nice say, some people will suck the life right out of you, but you got to say enough is enough, because it will stress you out and cause you to go into deep depression.
Listen.
Like she said.
Now, because see, we're not even dealing with, we're just dealing with the silent stuff. But there are, when you start dealing.
Come on now, we got it. Because the thing about it is, you all are trying to get ahead of us a little bit, but what we're really trying to pull you in is letting you know the stress factors.
But did you hear that? Some people will suck the life. They will be like a little sucking machine.
But remember, that's our boundary.
That's our boundary. Oh, remember that whole thing about self-care and we're going to get into that, because that's where but y'all own it. Y'all all need to be at this table tonight, because all of y'all are on it, because this is what we're dealing with.
Yes.
Because in understanding that, and this one.
And Sister Knight says, she said, okay, I'm back with you. Welcome back.
But you know what he say? But listen to this, y'all. And it says, one of the things that it'll do, it can cause you, if you start crying, just crying for no reason, just bust out crying. I mean, not all your crying, because you cry tears of joy. You just are very emotional. But I'm talking about, that level of, well, say, good morning. What's going on good about this morning?
And I've had that happen. I really did. I've experienced where, I remember when you picked me up for the car? The next day I had to go give a part to the guy. And he just said, well, ma'am, do you know? And I was like, no.
And see, that's all point of pressure point. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
A pressure point.
Yes.
Where what they call triggers, understanding the triggers and the things that causes it, right?
Oh yes, there it is. See, it's that evaluation, like she said, you being aware. Self-check is necessary. Know your stressors. Come on, Dr.
Now
J.
we're finna deal with that probably in about a couple of minutes when we start talking about some solutions and remedies and things to do about managing.
Yes.
But we're talking about signs that you may be stressed. And one we could just dealt with tearful, and then that one say for your married women, loss of your libido.
I don't want to do it. I'm not in the mood. Oh, forget.
But you're not even that happy about it. Just
Oh, yeah.
So if you know, I'm just saying, Lord, you know, but because there's no,
Yeah.
for lack of a better way, to put it, you know what I'm saying, in mixed company.
No,
But
sure.
yeah, but it's real.
Yes, it is.
Coffee and a conversation, right? So you have to know, eating too much, too little, or unhealthily, which I just led off with.
Yeah.
Just talk about that. And it could be, I'm serious, and the different things can be, the stressors can also, you know, Sister Faye had mentioned people, but then sometimes it's just like with me, the sheer amount of and volume of work things that I have to do that's on my table. You know what I'm saying? Of stuff that I have to do. It's a volume of stuff that I have to do that I'm not seemingly accomplishing. As I evaluate, that's bringing me some stress.
But also, you got to remember what you're dealing with. But then to know that you're facing that right there, that's accumulative to the stress.
It's accumulative.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I think it's all accumulative is what's making it worse.
Yes, it is.
I think that's what's making it worse.
Well, then that's what. But when we get to the part where we working on how to relieve those stress levels,
we're gonna talk about that. And then it says, becoming less social. You don't want to be around anybody. Just want to be by yourself. You don't want to be just becoming reclusive. Yeah.
I don't have nothing to say. Or when a person is talking to you and you be like, okay.
I mean, really, you got to see these are these things that you have to evaluate. Is any of these things you have to then let's evaluate this thing in a way, because we don't want these things. We don't want life to overcome us. We overcome life. We understand what we're overcomers in life.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
It is.
You know, we wanted at this stage of the game, y'all, with everything that's going on, we are working and we are encouraging, because we want everybody to be the best, to build you up to be the best that you can be.
I know you're right. I know you're right. That's why the coffee and the conversation is needed. It helps you not even to just get things off your chest. It helps you to purge. It helps you to get understanding. It helps you to get information. It helps you to even be able to give out information. But you're showing your like the word says, and all thy getting, get understanding. Because what? People perish because of the lack of knowledge. That she has something that I can use. I may have something she can use. So that's why the iron is sharpening the iron.
You know, it's interesting that Kim mentioned, and we're just talking about signs now. That Kim mentioned, she said that when she gets overly stressed, she can feel it in her foot. Then there's this point to say that you can actually, when you feel your jaw or your tooth, it can be a sign.
Yes.
It can make your memory loss,
Yes.
not being able to focus, having a clouded memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You those of you who are still of administration sake, you can throw your cycles out of whack.
Yep. Be like, I know it's supposed to come on in 27 days or the 21 days, but it ain't hit yet.
It's just it can throw you can throw your cycle way out of whack.
That plays, like you said, into the hormones.
It's for your hormones. It can attack your hormones. You can start facing digestive issues.
The food is not
not digesting properly. Just sit there because you think the stress can cause all of that. Yes.
Oh, now I'm not trying to say this to be funny, but you remember when you were a little kid and your mama tell you, I'm going to beat your behind when I get home. And then all of a sudden you get to Putin. You got to go to the bathroom. That's a stress.
Well, that didn't happen in my world, but I guess it could be. That didn't happen in my world, but I guess it could be.
In mine. I'm sorry, so I'm going to be real. But,
and that's the processing of stress.
It is. Because it's like you're afraid. There it is.
You're
afraid.
Being anticipating something that was something going to happen. Muscles sore and tense.
Oh, yes.
Muscles sore. Sleeping too much or not sleeping at all.
Or when you're sleeping, you wake up, you just can't get back to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. Erratic.
Or trying to get a project finished, or overwhelmed with an event.
Overwhelmed with an event.
Or trying to correct it.
But see, this is the thing that pushes it and it causes it. Another sign. Having nightmares and weird dreams can be, a part of stress. Yes. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
We're just trying to make different ones
aware.
And whether or not what's going on, and all these things are happening, and so we can key in. I may be stressed.
Yes.
I may be stressed out.
Yes.
I may be. This is our word. We're talking about stress. Want to help somebody today. Hard to make decisions.
Whew, that's a hard choice. Yes.
Hard choices.
Yes.
Head constantly throbbing headache.
You ever get this pain over your eyes? Over where your eyebrows is. You be like, oh, I got a migraine headache. It ain't no migraine headache. You stressed out. Something going on. Work. What I gotta cook. Or money. Kelly said it earlier. Emotionally. Finances. This is stress. And it'll hit you.
And then it says you don't find enjoyment in things that's supposed to be fun. You're not enjoying it
anymore. You want to watch funny movies?
They're not funny.
They're not funny.
You're crying.
People say something funny, you be like, okay.
Listen.
Like, but everybody laughing, but you.
Listen, this one says sweat glands become overactive. This is not all of them don't happen in the same person, but it can be what's happening in individuals.
Yes.
These are things what we're looking at. Things that your sweat glands in overdrive.
Especially like when that Dr. J was saying, like when you're doing a project, you're overwhelmed when you got work. Ooh, Kelly says something strong right here now. Muscle tension or pain. Restlessness.
Exactly.
Like you just
that's it. That's what it says. It's exactly what it says. And then it says hair loss.
Oh yes.
Hair loss can be that you're under stress.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Part of stress.
You gotta understand it. Hives, and I used to break out in hives.
Where you just itch.
The hives if I rub it, I just get hives because that's your body trying to deal with that. There's all levels. I'm telling you, stress can be a killer.
Yeah,
if you're not careful, it can make your life very, very uncomfortable. We're talking about negative stress.
Yes, negative.
I don't know what this positive stress y'all talking about, but I'm talking about all this negative stress. But yet and still, this kind of stuff can do it.
It's true. Now, when Kelly had put muscle tension or pain, sometimes you can get even pain like around your heart. And it's not even a heart attack.
But it can. It becomes palpitations.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Palpitations.
Around your heart. Also around, like she said, muscle tension. Your back.
Exactly.
People do not realize that when you're stressed out, your back.
Your back. You make your back hurt.
Yes.
Exactly. And then you have to understand your immune system takes a hit if you're too stressed. That's you. Because your immune system can actually take a hit when you're overly stressed.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what we're trying to do is make the listener, those who would stream in, make you when you stop by here. You know what? Let me think about some of this, because if you're dealing with this, we want you to be understand and evaluate yourself.
Yes. But not all.
Anxiety, yes, Dr. J, stress and anxiety.
She says change, period. All that is correct.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And so when we look at this matter, let me get this because I'm trying to go back here. Let's talk about ways to overcome for these next few minutes that we have left for tonight. We're going to discuss ways to deal with the stress that you're dealing with. Okay.
So now, if you have any suggestions, please give them. You know, they're welcome. Mainly because we're women, different ages and different stages. We experience stress
at different and have learned to deal with it and overcome it. And my whole thing is not to suppress it, but to get it out of our lives, the negative stress. And one thing it says, you got to first understand that that's what's going on.
Yes.
Except that there needs to be a change. There's that word. And there needs to be something done about the situation, and recognize what the triggers are.
Oh, we had that.
But see, when she was saying, when Miss Sister Faye was saying in the thing, when she said negative people can be a stressor.
Yes, some people will suck the life right out.
Negative people can be a stressor.
Yes.
That if every time you go around them, they don't have nothing positive, they don't have no kind of encouragement, it just wears you out. And that can be across the board.
Yes.
You have to be careful to avoid those triggers, and if you can't be avoided, to find a way to deal with it in a way that it don't,
that's healthy.
That's healthy. Then the next thing, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But finding a way. Kelly says, get active, physical activity.
You on my page. You going down my little thing, Kelly. I don't know how your little eyeballs get over here, but you absolutely. That is one of the things. That is definitely one of the things. And when it says manage. It says exercise daily. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things here. It says exercise daily.
Yes.
That has a way of helping to relieve
the stress, the pressure,
to become active.
Yes.
So that's what you're telling me to do, Kelly. Get up. That's what you say. Get up and do something.
Well, Dr. J got a suggestion for you. Look like you can sit down. It says meditate, rest, and that's part of it. But that's part of it too.
There goes. Yep, exercise will help. Now, how does exercise? What are the ways we can exercise? Tell me. Let's talk about some of the ways to get active. Some of the ways to exercise. What are some of the ways? Give me some suggestions for sedentary people.
Okay.
I'm not going to the gym, but some of y'all may. I'm not going, but some of y'all may. For some of y'all that's going to the gym, somebody got to go to the gym. Walking.
Wait. Wait. Hold on. I've been snapping because Dr. J tells us in prayer in the morning, we need to snap. Snap means say nothing and pray.
But that's on our thing, but it's further down.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, but she put it in that comment and I didn't want to disregard it. But also, Miss Faye, she says walking. That's what I was getting in. Yes. The walking, because we're dealing with how can we ways to be active. That's what we're on. Kelly says just moving. Getting up and move. Play your music.
Just moving.
Yeah, bounce around. Hey.
That ain't gonna do. Listen, this right here not gonna do nothing for me. Not this part right here.
But see,
that's not gonna do nothing for me.
You're sitting down. But when you get up and you get moving, because remember,
says the skinny person at the table.
No, I'm not.
Says the skinny person at the table.
No, I'm not. Anyway.
But Kelly, you would say, I walk 3 miles. It makes you feel good. Now, see, you sound like Sister Kelly, Sister Faye.
There you go.
That's what Sister Kelly tells me. She do about 3 miles a day. That's what she tells me. She said, I guess 3 must be the thing. She says she do 3 miles a day. I need to try to at least do a half a mile. If I could do a half a mile,
if you just get out and walk, you'll feel better. You don't even have to give calculation to it. Just walk. Just get moving.
Listen to music and dance. We used to do that when we do our little. We used to have our praise break, Kim. Kelly, we used to have our praise break. That's what I'm missing. Our praise break. Especially in the morning. Woo! You do it in the morning before the sun. Now you one of them little disciplined people.
Oh, look! On Saturday mornings, I walk for 2 hours.
Whoa!
Saturday mornings.
But I understand that people who are into it, you're into it. That you miss it if you don't do it because it generates and You know, it just really does what you need
It
to do.
rejuvenates you.
It rejuvenates. I just, Lord, you gotta raise it back up. It says practice. Now this goes with what Sister Joanne was saying. Practice relaxation. That means the meditate. What she put on there, the meditation and snapping. Say nothing and just retreat. When you're around toxic people or pressurized people or triggering people, she say just don't engage right now, right then and there. Say nothing. Go to and pray. If that, you know, or go to a place and just be silent, or you know, allow yourself to breathe.
Yes. Now that's the thing. Because a lot of time when you're under pressure, you always want to. I said, it doesn't do any good. It just makes the pressure go.
It adds to it, right?
Yes.
So if you're in a stressful situation, triggering people, sometimes you have to be observant of yourself.
Thank you.
Be familiar with how you've been reacting and say, you know what, I can't do that, even though it feels the pressure or the kick in your back to do it.
Thank you. Now you said some strong things, Miss Edwards, that a lot of us really sometimes push to the side. Be aware. Notice. Kelly says, drink a lot of water and have a healthy diet.
But believe it or not, that's what you do.
Yes.
She does that. She drinks. She has a healthy diet and she drinks a lot of water. Me, not so much.
It will rub off on her.
Me, not so much. Coffee and Conversation. Me, not so much.
It will rub off on her.
It's just, and it says.
Now watch this.
Watch it.
Now watch this.
Watch it.
Do y'all know all the information that we're sharing with one another? We are a community. Now, see, that's what helps us in our communities. When we get the information that's needed for us, when we get the encouragement from our community, it helps us. So just like what she's saying about what I do, I'm sure she sits back and says to herself over and over again, I can try. But the thing about it is, try. If you don't do, it won't happen. But if you try, make that effort. And she's doing it.
Effort. And this one thing you said, set aside time for yourself. Set aside time. Tell me, how can we set aside time? Especially you got a house full of people. Your house is full of folks. How do you ever get time for yourself? I put on blast. How do you get time for yourself?
Well, before I answer, Dr. J says you can do great workouts in a chair. Yes, you can. She showed the muscle.
And so you're not here, so I don't understand, Dr. J. You got to show me when you get here, because I don't understand. And I just, but I'm just saying, okay, whatever.
And Sister Faye says, I love that me time.
Tell me about that me time. How do you get me? Now, this is going to be good for all of us. Now, I get a lot of me time. I get a lot of me time because, but I'm just saying, I get a lot of me time simply because it's not, but I'm not doing well with my me time. I get too much me time because most of my grandkids and everything, they're all, you know, my children, they're away from me. They're not around. And so I don't have to like steal away and get time. And so Pastor works his hours, you know, so me time is all about me. But I'm saying for those that don't, okay, you would be a good example of a person who has to carve out me time. So give some suggestions about that.
Okay.
I guess she flunked, and that may be why she's under stress. She has no me time. No, just
Sister Kelly says, close my door and tell them I need 20 minutes. She said that's her me time. She closed her door for 20 minutes. Dr. Jess said, I will show you, Queen. Please do.
But give an example. How do you do? Because you said one thing you've already said. You say you walk for 2 hours.
On Saturdays.
On Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Is that a therapeutic time, or are you running from dogs? What you doing?
Oh no, that's, to be honest, that is my way of being able to get everything, you know, before, because I do, when I'm walking, I'm talking to the Lord the whole 2 hours. It helps. Now, through my Monday through Friday, I'm not going to tell you no tale. I have to cook them something. When I first get in the house, I wash my hands and I cook. And while they're eating, because it get close to 5 o'clock, and I try not to eat after 5. I really do, because for some reason it's like my metabolism.
Listen at the skinny people, y'all. That's the skinny people. The skinny people don't eat after 5. Dr. J, the skinny people don't eat after 5.
That's my metabolism that I'm, like you said, know your body.
Know your body. Did
know
I say
your
that?
body.
Did I even say that?
Know
But
your
anyway,
body.
but that is right. Know your body.
She's okay. Sister Faye says, I just came in from the patio. That's her space. She said, I have a TV out there, my music, and my household respects my me time. She also says, she said, yesterday I listened to music outside on my patio.
But you know what? And that's so valuable for rejuvenation. Being in a space where you say,
Sister Faye said, leave skinny people alone.
See? To all the skinny people out there.
But we're having coffee and a conversation.
But seriously, one of the things about me time that is so valuable for rejuvenation, and that when you all said that is one thing as a de-stressor.
Yes.
Being able to meditate, being able to rejuvenate, being able to get in a space to steal away and get that. And like Sister Joy say, sometimes just snapping. Well, she, her acronym for STEP, what is it?
It's say nothing,
and pray. Especially when you're dealing with a triggering kind of situation. Sometimes you don't need to engage it right then and right there, right? Sometimes you have to remember that. And then it says,
hold on 1 second before Sister Faye say, it took me all my life to gain a pound.
See, you one of them people. You one of them people that's been blessed with just great metabolism. I used to have that before I had kids. When after I had kids, my metabolism was shot. And I went through that, like, what did I do? What happened to it? Because I used to could eat anything, do anything, whatever, that weight would roll off. But honey, that just all went away somewhere. But, and get enough sleep.
Oh.
Now that's important, y'all.
It is. Oh my God.
Getting enough real sleep. Not the, when you go to bed, that when you turn in for the evening, to get some good quality sleep.
My pastor, our loving pastor, call it that sweet sleep.
He sure says it.
He
That's
says
what he
that
says.
sweet sleep.
That's exactly what he says.
That sleep where you don't wake up at no 1, no 2, or no 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You sleep until that alarm says beep, 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 beep. Time to get up. Now that's that sweet sleep. Dr. J says, bless you, sister.
And then it says, and sometimes when you too stressed, you need to make sure you avoid excessive alcohol and drug use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, because some people will, what we call, just like I run to my drug of choice, FOOD.
She run to the food.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember I told y'all,
yes,
I'm just being a little transparent. That's comfort. That's just comfort. Yes. It's comforting. Sitting there with some, one of my favorite. It's like, I ain't gonna tell you. Y'all know my business. Hey, Sister Keisha. I'm so good to see you. We praying for you, girl. We keeping you in prayers.
Yes, we are.
Yes. But it's good that you can see that.
Yes.
God bless you.
Okay,
God bless
Sister
you.
Faye says, but guess what? I wanted weight so bad, and now it's hard to find clothes. She started laughing. She said, laughter is good for the soul.
It's good for you. A good comedic thing, getting around somebody. And then they say talking to someone. It says talking, being able to talk to someone. And that is being able to vent, get it out, not just hold it in. Being able to get it out. That for those of you who are spiritual in your life, having a prayer life is very helpful. But then having a person that you can sit down. A lot of people, they have trust issues and feel that they just can't share, just can't get it out. But you know what? It's nothing wrong with having a good therapist. Back in the day, they weren't too keen on it. But therapy can be really good. Professional therapy, sometimes when you find it really hard, you're employing a lot of these different things, don't be afraid to reach out for professional therapy if you have to.
Amen.
It's not the the boogeyman that we once thought it was. There are some good therapists that have set things back in order.
Yes.
And there are times when you get too much stress and too much anxiety. Sometimes people, when you're going into a serious depression, there are times when you have to take, when the doctor may have to give, I know when my daughter had severe, what do you call that, postnatal, what do you call it? When after you have a baby, what do you call that when you get
postpartum depression.
Postpartum. She had serious postpartum. She went into a serious postpartum depression, really bad, really serious. Okay, and so she had to end up getting. Her doctor had to end up giving her it was the least amount, but antidepressant in order to get her up to speed. You know. And back in the day, people would suffer through that thing with no help.
And some would kill themselves. Some would just kill the child. Detrimental.
Because they don't know. Because they pick a child. That's why you had, at one point, you had a lot of the shaken baby
syndrome. Yes, ma'am.
You remember that? Because but they stopped that with a little bit of the snap. What Sister Joanne say? They say, back out the room.
Yes.
Lay the baby down. Go back out the room.
Breathe.
Because call somebody, right?
Yes, ma'am. Because Sister Kelly says, she said deep breathing can help you calm down and relax.
Deep breathing. And those are the tools that you can start employing, relaxation tools.
Yes.
Learning how to meditate, learning how to decompress, learning how to just especially when after I've listed, go back and listen to the stream again. When I listed all the things that it shows in there.
Those triggers,
right?
Yes, those triggers for the stress.
Those triggers, when you see the triggers and things that you may be stressed, go back and listen to them. And if you, in those categories, reflect, evaluate.
Yes.
See, can you do like I said, we are, Kim is putting in the chat that I'm not a doctor. So you don't know if she ever put in there. She wasn't one either.
I said right after she had said to me, I'm not.
But we are women.
One second. I don't mean to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
She said just kind words could maybe relieve someone's stress. Put a smile on their face. You never know. They may be that may be what they need.
It may
is a good laugh.
A good laugh.
Dr. J says, I had a big challenge the last 2 weeks and I still made time for me. Now, see, this is the reason why I was really glad that we're doing stress, because it is a very stressful time. We're facing a lot of things, and we do, as a community, as a sisterhood, as a brotherhood, come together. Come together. Bring it to the table. Don't hold it in. If that's one of the things that I stress out to you today, bring it forth.
Personal pop. And my personal pop and my for to really leave with you today is that just as Kim say, be aware, evaluate your life. So we want you to live the best life. We as a community, we are promoting each other to be the best that we can be. Sister, I want you happy. Brother, I want you happy. I want you whole and I want you complete. Yes, and I want you living your best life, knowing what that is, right? You don't have to go through life burdened down, weighed down, stressed out. But we believe we're encouragers of your heart. This is Artesian Center for Education and Empowerment. This is the empowerment side of Artesian Christian Center, where you're probably used to seeing me. But this is our Center for Education and Empowerment, and this is Coffee and a Conversation. Sister Kim say, let's talk about it, and we just agree. What you say?
I agree.
And so hopefully next time you'll see Sister Joanne or some other professional, but we'll be back with you again. Thank you for joining us. Love you a lot. Love you to everyone that was a part of this. God bless you.
God bless. And tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Share. Yeah. Get that stress out of your life.
Yes.
Go walk.
Put the chicken down.
No.
Yes, you
no.
do.
No.
Yes,
No.
Put the chicken down.
Leave my chicken out of this.
Put the chicken
No,
down.
chicken can be in this.
No, put the chicken
Chicken
down.
is your friend.
Not the fried chicken.
Fried even the better friend.
It's not the
Fried chicken is your best friend. You just whoever frying your chicken may not be good. The people that fry my chicken, they know what they're doing.
Baked, sauteed, stir fry. those are delicious.
Like I said, love to each of them. We love you,
And especially you.
especially you. God bless you.